I like to keep checking some of the words that I like from Einstein. This is one. Never remember things that you can look up or something like that. Whether it's on the computer or book or any place. And maybe also related to my age at almost 77. It really makes sense. And I think he felt it, that if you clutter up your mind, the brain, with all the stuff, including the name of the people or the document or the phrase even, like this one, I don't need to remember because that would clutter up my mind. Why cleaning up or less clutter in mind is important? Well, that's an interesting question. Let's think about it. It sounds so obvious, but if it's obvious, we wouldn't clutter up our mind because we get the hang up, perhaps more related to ego, and you have all the deadlines lined up in your calendar, and you feel like you're accomplishing something. I know you're accomplishing something on the list, but that's not the main part of life. May I say so? And I like to say that way. Because once you find a way, just use mind to look up what's really important and just stay with it. That's the way to be the master of yourself, not to be following all the protocols of the society, which is helpful, but we can just do it. And AI hope would help in the future, more so in that direction, except that as I check all the AIs and experience I had in the last month or two, maybe more, they make lots of mistakes, and you have to be very critical about how to use AI. Like I mentioned, sometimes you have to say, I have this problem, but I want the answer that I can find in 5 minutes or 2 minutes, something like that. Otherwise, they make a list and clutter up your mind, and you don't need that. You need to be pragmatic. So know what's important. And if it's urgent, that's the most important. But usually, if you are well prepared, you can ride the wave of the universe by just focusing like a Pareto principle. 20% of the people would catch 80% of the fish, something like that. Or 20% of what you focus on doing would accomplish 80% of what we may want accomplished to be the master of our destiny. Not just checking the list and going forward. That's, I know, valuable. But let's also remember not just using the mind, but connecting to the heart so that you have a perspective to say, like Einstein says, don't remember things, you can look it up. I feel a bit uncomfortable, especially when I meet people. I want to remember names because here in this little town, many people know my name because maybe because of the look from Japan or whatever. So they called me, Kyo, how you doing? And I don't usually remember their names. So I struggle a little bit and I just move on. Not to be rude. I guess you can say it's rude in the social convention, but if that clutter up my mind and lose the balance, the focus, that to me is dangerous, especially when you get more handicap. Everybody's got the handicap in this way or that way. So let's accommodate that in our way of dealing with each other. And if the intention is good, be sincere and truthful, I think we can communicate. Not at this level, they have to check mark and do everything right, but also being your existence as calm, quiet, compassionate, but have the focus of what we want to focus on. So Einstein did that. And to me, it's like him behaving like a Zen monk. In some cases, or many cases, Zen monk may have some kind of a koan to work on, not always. And Einstein had lots of difficult koans that he was interested. He used the imagination as if to be riding on the beam of light, traveling. Some such thing is very fascinating, and that's why he says the imagination is power to come up with the answer. So, a little different from Zen, but essentially similar, to open up your mind, to focus on what's really important. And even stay calm and quiet with the problem in your mind. And you think a lot and you cannot go anywhere, just be empty-minded. Like this morning, I was looking at the tree, and the tree talked to me to say something about how they live in the storm. Root is important, branch may break, but make sure the balance is there. They have a way to communicate with them to live better. Something like that. And that is fundamental. And let's look at the world and understand his word. If you can look up, you don't need to remember. And be sincere, truthful in what is important that you find, and live accordingly. I think, number one, you understand. Other people may understand and may be able to, with each other, help. Not cluttering a mind, and with having peace, quiet mind, no self, no mind, and just be